Hello, this is another edition of Helen's video diary as she travels. This wasn't a video I was planning to make, but here we go. So if this is your first time here at my channel, welcome. I talk about my life, my travels. I want to inspire other women as I start a new life down under at the age of 61. If it's your first time here, please subscribe, like, hit the notifications, all the usual things, and support my channel. So today I'm here on yet another beach. This is Muslin Beach, which is south of Adelaide. I have to get used to saying Adelaide now, not Melbourne, which is where I was for 3 months. And so, yeah, what inspired this video was a conversation I had earlier over lunch. I was in a cafe in Seaford, which is just a bit further up the coast behind me. And I just, talking to this guy sitting next to me. He said him and his wife were down from Darwin, and said I was obviously English, you could tell by my accent anyway, hoping to move over here. And I was off to the beach, and he said, oh, don't go too far down there because there's an adult beach. I thought that was a bit of a strange thing to say. Well, yeah, that's beach down there. That's a clothing optional beach, or as this guy said, an adult beach. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. I was recording that video, got to the end and realised it had stopped. So I am continuing this in North Adelaide, and as you can see behind me, the trees are beautiful, and I'm just going to carry on what I was saying before and about the rest of that day, because it occurred to me these things happen to me in my life, and I'm just used to random stuff. I thought actually it's quite funny, a lot of it. So yeah, I was having that conversation with that guy in the cafe about the adult beach. And I thought, what a weird thing to say, because nudity and, as far as I'm concerned, sexuality are two very different things, and I'm guessing that's what he meant by adult. He's assuming they're all down there dogging or something, and it's not like that at all. It's like, this is something I haven't really shared before, well, not here anyway, is that actually I do enjoy a spot of skinny dipping, and I have done for many years, even in the UK when it was quite cold. Nippy, to say the least. And so I was actually planning to go to that beach anyway. That was on my radar, and I'd stop for lunch, and then it was a bit further down the coast. And it was a beautiful beach, as you could see in the video. Lots of sand, wide open spaces. I went to one in Mornington Peninsula a few weeks ago. It was a lot smaller, a lot more crowded. And yeah, and what's really weird is actually I felt safer on that beach than I would sort of walking around the city at night, because it tends to be mostly men there anyway, because that's the other thing I think we need to address. Well, we know that anyways, women's hang-ups about their bodies. We all have them, I'm sure we do, most of us anyway. Mine is about my tummy, and I think I've had 3 kids. So yeah, so that was just an average, well, say an average, a day in my life when these things happen. Went down to that beach, went for a swim, dried off, and then went back to the a bit further up the coast, and got held up because there'd been an incident on the trains. So we all had to get off the train, get on a bus. Nobody knew where the bus was going, and I asked him if it was going to my station, which was Goodwood, which is the area where I was staying, which is quite interesting because Goodwood is close to Chichester, which is near where I was living in the UK. But that's just an aside. Yeah, so we were all waiting for this bus. Nobody knew when it was coming or where it was going. So I said to the driver, will you be stopping near Goodwood station? He said yes, and he didn't. Thank goodness for Google Maps, because I was tracking it on my phone, and so I just thought, well, I'll just push the button. And he stopped, and I walked back to where I'm staying. But I think I'm realising the point of this video is expect the unexpected. And we went through all that in COVID, didn't we, when the world was turned upside down, things were cancelled. And it's a good reminder that nothing is certain. We make plans, but all plans are provisional because things happen in between. Like I thought, oh, I'm going to get on that train and going back, but that didn't happen, obviously, because I had to get off and get on this bus. Didn't know where it was going. See where I'm ending up. It was getting dark. I was in my beach wear. I was wearing shorts because it was actually like, probably the last hotter day. I mean, it's a nice day today, as you can see, but it's a bit cooler. And I wanted to make the most of it by going to the beach. But my plans for my day didn't go exactly according to plan, but there's nothing wrong with that. I still had an interesting day, interesting conversations. I also had an interesting conversation with the guy on the beach saying, oh yeah, I'm coming over to the UK, not from the UK, hoping to move to Australia, and a lot of people are interested in that, and it's a great way of striking up conversations with people, especially when they realise you're English and they're interested. So my message for today from this video is expect the unexpected. And also, people say to me, oh, interesting things happen in your life. That's because I do interesting things. I do out of the ordinary things, and I realise that I don't talk about that enough. Well, it's not an ordinary thing to do for somebody my age to sell all their stuff, go to the other side of the world, not knowing where they're going to live. Well, I knew where I was going to stay for the first few weeks anyway. I don't know where I'm going after this. Probably back to Melbourne. And that's been causing me quite a bit of anxiety as well. But I'm learning to sit with that and just have faith that everything's going to work out, because nothing really goes exactly according to plan anyway. If you told me a year ago I'd be here, back in Australia, hoping to live here, I would never have believed it was possible. But I'm just figuring it out, one day at a time, small steps, baby steps, and by expecting the unexpected, you're never disappointed really. And also, it makes life more interesting, life more fun. So get curious, expect the unexpected. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, support my channel, and I will see you again very soon. In the meantime, take care, go well, and lots of love. Bye. Just going to finish with a quick shot of this park.